Oh, Lord have mercy. No, seriously.
What?
Are you on this baby train too?
With all due respect, Miss Lisa, I ain't the only one she been with.
Okay.
So like I said, if this baby is mine, we gonna have to figure this shit out.
Well, you're doing well, right? So she'll be doing well.
Really.
Okay, Sistas fans, so we've been waiting since the end of season 1, and Karen's mother, Miss Lisa, is finally back in the show. Now, in this particular episode, we had Miss Lisa being pretty dismissive of both Aaron and Zach. And like I put on the Facebook group, and I talked about it in my episode review, I pretty much said that, you know what, despite everything that went down in episode 2, I understand where Miss Lisa is coming from, and I'm not necessarily mad at her per se. There were a couple lines that I'm kind of like, I'm not really feeling where she's coming from. Like, the main thing being like, well, you're doing well, so she'll be doing well. When Zach was talking about them figuring out what to do about this baby, which kind of had me going, okay, don't tell me like we're going to have Karen and her mom trying to get Zach for everything he's got. No. But yeah, I'm just going to quote my post I made on the Facebook group on Wednesday night. Honestly, I'm not mad at Miss Lisa. Did I care for how dismissive she was of Zach and Aaron in the episode? No. But that's because I understand. At the moment, she's in Mama Bear mode. It makes sense. She pops up out of the blue. Her daughter's in the hospital. Finds out she's pregnant. Well, Karen already knew, but I mean, Miss Lisa finds out her daughter's pregnant. You know, she's scared. You know, all these tests being run. Nobody's telling her anything. And, you know, she's trying to keep her daughter safe. Like, you know, any stimuli for stress or anything like that, she doesn't want, you know, that around. So I will say this. Look at season 1. Miss Lisa is still consistent with who she was. No doubt about that whatsoever. Now, the thing is, even though she's in Mama Bear mode, she needs to retract those claws of hers and find out what's been going on before she starts slashing away at people. You know, at the moment, she's pretty much mauled everyone but Karen, who is the person who deserves a good mauling herself. As I put in my post, I know that sounded weird, but you get what I mean. At the moment, she only knows what Pam has told her, even though Pam knows all the tea. She's not always the most reliable source of information, not to mention, you know, she was written pretty weird in the episode, especially the way she tried to, you know, I guess you could say, send Zach on a guilt trip. All the history y'all have, you hooked up with another woman when you should be down here with Karen. And it's like, so she only called Zach and nobody else? What about Andy or any of the girls? Obviously, Sabrina is, you know, unable to answer the phone. So that just leaves Danny and Andy. So you just called Zach, huh? You just called Zach. So in any case, yeah, I already said about, you know, the whole you're doing well, so she'll be doing well. And then, you know, the whole thing about her saying when, like, look, you know, Karen just blew up my phone and, you know, just cussed me and my girl out saying, you know, calling her bitch and everything. Well, is she a bitch? And that's like, come on, Miss Lisa. But yeah, and I go on to say that, yeah, what I want is a full-on meeting where you have Miss Lisa, Karen, Zach, Aaron, and even Fatima to discuss everything that's been going on. Because, you know, Karen, we know in the next episode, Miss Lisa's going to sit down with her daughter to, like, talk to her about, you know, so you don't love this other guy the way you love Zach. And do you know that it's, or do you think that it's Zach's baby? It's like, you know, honestly, I don't know anything anymore. But no, I mean, Karen, let's be real. Zach, you're the father. This is our baby. We need to talk about this baby. You didn't want to listen to Aaron when he had the timeline. You went to the doctor. Hell, you didn't even want him to find out the, you know, how long you've been pregnant. But then you found out, and then, you know, all the color left your face because Aaron's timeline was correct. Either one of them could be the father. And then on top of that, you kept telling Zach, we need to talk about this baby. This is your baby, yada, yada, yada. And when, you know, Andy talked to you recently, when you were both sitting in your kitchen at the kitchen table. So, Karen, do you really think Zach's the father of this baby? look, I can't really explain, but I just know it. I feel it. Now all of a sudden, I don't know anything anymore. Come on, really? So here's my thing. I feel like this is going to lead up to like the upcoming episodes and, episodes 4 and 5, where we see that, Zach is willing to sit down and talk things out to hopefully move forward in peace. So, we're going to see Miss Lisa. We don't see Karen in the season 1 trailer. When we see Zach come over, Aaron's there, Miss Lisa's there, and Karen's probably going to be there too so they can talk. But what I want is for everybody to speak the truth. If Miss Lisa is only relying on what Karen says, she's only going to tell half truths. She's not going to reveal the fact that, Ma, I'm the reason I'm causing all my own stress because I've been chasing after Zach and, Aaron hasn't been giving me any space. So yeah, in some ways he's been stressing me out. But the thing is, if Zach and Aaron are telling their truths, and I mean everything, and I'm not talking about beating around the bush, but Zach saying with all respect, like he said at the door, look, with all respect, your daughter called up and just started cursing me and my girl out. And after all that's being said, and hopefully, like I said, everything is put out there. After all of that, if Miss Lisa still sides with Karen over the both of them, then I'm done with her ass. Like, for real. Like, I get it. Like I said, I'm understanding to a point. Right now, I get it. Miss Lisa doesn't know everything that's going on. But we got Karen who's still acting like Zach was the one that dumped her and moved on. However, it was the other way around. If I'm not mistaken, when Miss Lisa was last on screen talking to Zach prior to, introducing him to her boyfriend, Chris, she said, Zach, when are you going to get up and make something of yourself? Because if you don't get up and start changing soon, Karen's going to, go off of that preacher man. And that's exactly what happened. So to have Karen, just going on and on about, this and that, acting like Zach's the problem. I don't even know. But yeah, I just hope that Miss Lisa is willing to listen to everyone. And like I said, put her daughter in check. Because I'm glad that she did that in episode 1. Look, the way you've been acting, based off what you told me, it sounds like me and your father, just like you and Zach. And that was great. So, based on how Karen acted in episode 2, obviously her mom's words didn't stick. So I will say this. Yes, Miss Lisa lashing out at everyone makes sense. That's her daughter. But if you're not going to put your foot down and put your daughter in line, that's where I'm going to have a problem. It's just like in the haves and the have-nots towards the end of the series, where after, what was it? Candace had taken Wyatt's inheritance, then gave Benny some of the money. And, Hannah keeps saying, you need to give it back. You need to give it back. Or, something bad's going to happen. And then anytime like Jim did something, or even Catherine, like, even if Catherine says something, Catherine, it's like, when she would like say something about Candace and Hannah would be like, that's still my daughter. That doesn't matter, Hannah, because of the fact that, oh, hell, I sound like Jim. Look, little Hannah, your daughter stole, and I forgot the money. What was it, like 5 or 7 million or something like that? So basically, anytime somebody came to try to get the money and whatnot, Hannah would go off and it's like, you're not going to hurt my child. But the thing is, you called out Catherine for trying to cover up Wyatt's crimes of hitting little Lizzie and hitting Benny. And yeah, you were like, you know what? I can't be friends with you if you're going to cover up what your son did to my son. But her children stole from Catherine's son, and yet Hannah doesn't do anything about it. She's like, I'm going to call the cops. Well, you never do. It's like you always threaten. You always give out empty threats. So the thing is, you didn't keep your children in line, leading to their, ultimate fates. Yeah, they could have went to jail and whatnot, but they would have, possibly still been alive compared to what happened to them. So when you look at, Miss Lisa, and like I said, I don't want to jump on Miss Lisa in terms of, oh, she didn't do this. She just got there. That's why I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm hoping that she's able to sit and listen. Yes, she's stern, fair, but I don't know how Tyler's going to write her as the season goes on, because she does, she gives me a Whoopi Goldberg vibe, like the way she talks and whatnot. It's like, when she talks, you listen. Like, I felt like she was talking to me. It's like, get out. I'm like, well, damn, I got to sit here and review this show. Get out. Okay, my bad. But no, I just hope that she's willing to listen. I hope the men put it all out there. They rightfully, that's the one problem about Sistas. Nobody wants to be held accountable. They rightfully call out Karen for her action. Mainly Zach, like, Miss Lisa, she was the one that dumped me. Then I met someone else, and then I paid her all the money I owed her. Oh yeah, that's right. I had a pretty successful tweet the other night. I said things that Miss Lisa needs to know about Karen dumping Zach for Aaron. Karen having Zach arrested for credit card theft. Zach paying her the $77,000 he owed her. Karen constantly stalking and harassing Zach and Fatima. Karen just being an awful person in general. Sure, that last one might be a little harsh, but based on what she did in the last episode over the phone, am I really that, wrong? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Pam was there too, but hopefully she's not. But it just seems to me that we're tired. But it just seems we're going to be in this same cycle of, but I love him. No, you don't. You just love the fact that he's a different man now. Well, I don't even think it's that. I mean, yeah, some people say it's the money and whatnot, but I think it goes back to what Pam said to Miss Lisa, if I'm not mistaken, the fact that, Karen thinks she's using Aaron to get back with Zach. But like I said, if you go back to season 2, and, on the first, 4 seasons, if I'm not mistaken, all 4 are available on BET Plus, so you can go back through season 2. I can't tell you the episode numbers. I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, if you look at Karen's progression, oh my God. Yeah, believe it or not, Karen was actually growing as a character in season 2. Aaron was changing her for the better to the point that all the other sisters were like, yo, I mean, you're not cussing as much. You're not drinking, being with the preacher man's changing you. But it wasn't until, the whole credit card thing and then her and Zach doing it in her office that she started to change. But at the beginning, I don't think she was using Aaron to get with Zach. It's just the fact that Zach moved on. So it's okay for her to move on, but it's not okay for Zach to move on. So that's just selfish. And Pam said she doesn't want the baby to be Aaron's, and Zach moved on with the new boo. But I think that that's my biggest problem with the way Miss Lisa is getting information. She's only getting bits and pieces instead of all parties involved telling their side. So like I said, I will give Miss Lisa the benefit of the doubt. I'm understanding what she's doing at the moment, but if she is able to get all the information but still sides with Karen without putting her in line, that's going to piss me off. So with that being said, it's great to see her. It really is. But we'll just have to wait and see how things go, happen over the course of the next few episodes. Because in episode 6, after the whole meeting and whatnot, Karen decides to focus all of her fury on Zach. And where the hell is her mom to straighten that shit out? So that's all I got. Like and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And I'll catch you in the next one.